Okay, can you tell me who you are and what your connection is with North Kilworth, please?
Hi, yes, of course. My name's Lizzie Lowenstein, and I moved to Leicestershire probably 7 years ago, but moved around within Leicestershire and finally arrived in North Kilworth in around 2017. Really, mainly because we had work locally. My partner was working locally, that's what brought us to the area. But personally, I was working really internationally, so where I lived was really not that important. But actually, saw this village, fell in love with the village. The actual village is beautiful, but we're actually just outside the village. But we wanted an easy, practical lifestyle. There was a new development happening, so we thought, yes, good location, right by the motorway, also good connection for what we needed, airports for me. And so really, the first few years I was travelling quite a bit, and this was just my base. But a good base for the UK nationally as well as for international travel.
Okay.
So
Thank you for that. And how has lockdown been for you? How has it affected you? What have been the things that have changed?
well, of course there are the emotional, there's the emotional side of things, there's the practical side of things. I mean, it's changed everything, hasn't it, for everybody in different ways. But for me personally, work-wise, it gave me an opportunity to really settle and reflect and do some development work. And it also opened up opportunities because it opened up people's idea of working virtually and remotely, which actually is helpful for some of the things I do, because connecting internationally, sometimes I would sit on a plane thinking, do we really need to meet face to face? So now there's a bigger consciousness of actually working remotely and avoiding travel where it's not essential. So there's been benefits in terms of more time to reflect, actually some deeper conversations with people. And I've noticed deeper conversations, people thinking about things more deeply. And so for me personally, that's enriched certain things in my life and the conversations. But of course, there has been that turmoil and the negative side of things where, seeing people in pain, seeing people suffer. I've always felt other people's lives quite a lot. I've always been open. I was born in Zambia. I travelled a lot when I was a child as well, but I saw poverty from a young age and was always very aware of the differences in people's lives. And I think it's just accentuated how we all live in different realities and how there are so many more people now in need. There's always been people in need, but people have noticed it and talking about it more. So for me, emotionally, that's also been a bigger factor, which is also a positive, noticing that interdependency that we all have. The planet, we're all interdependent, aren't we?
And that sense of feeling other people's pain and suffering has led you into a very practical thing just recently that you've kind of led the whole village into. Would you want to talk and tell us a bit about that?
Well, leading the whole village into it, yes, if I'd had more time, that would have been lovely.
A few people in the village.
Yes, I mean, I want to say first of all about that this was, I had the original idea, but I couldn't have done it without everybody's contribution, and the beauty of it was that community contribution and how people responded to the idea. So what happened, there is a WhatsApp group, a Kilworth Help WhatsApp group, which actually has been a really lovely side of the lockdown experience, because there were messages on there such as, has anybody got any calamine lotion, for example, because I can't get out, or can anybody pick up some shopping, or hey, I'm going to the shops, does anybody need some shopping? And so I was getting those messages and feeling a greater sense of community actually through this group, which was really quite lovely. And then originally I thought, okay, let's do a Secret Santa experience, because there's so many children who may not have presents this year. And that was my first approach to the WhatsApp group, and I just said, look, who would be up for it? Can you give me a thumbs up if basically putting a Secret Santa package together for children in need and families in need. And then I got about 25, 30 thumbs up from that WhatsApp group. So I thought, okay, great. So that's lovely. And I responded with a heart to every one of them. And I counted them back and I thought, okay, that's enough to make it worthwhile. Yeah. And then as I explored that, I realised that wasn't actually going to be that easy to organise, and also the presents that charity wanted. They were pretty expensive because I was obviously seeking advice of what would be the most practical gift. I thought you can't ask people to spend 40, 50 pounds when actually people locally are also struggling, some people, and I didn't want to put people in that position. I wanted people to be able to give and actually enjoy giving what they can give.
Yes.
However small. So that would have given completely the wrong impression and actually created a division in that group of thumbs up people as well. And I didn't want to do that. So then I thought, no, let's do something different. And I thought, well, what's more basic than food? So I approached the food bank and was actually surprised by how grateful they were and how they said, yes, we do definitely still need some. And it was not that easy to find the right person to contact actually in the beginning. But once I got through to somebody, she was absolutely wonderful. And because of course I needed to know that if I'm going to make the connection, we will have it all sorted.
Yes.
And then it just went from there, really. I just put the message on the WhatsApp group about the timings and the logistics. But I, in addition to that, thought, right, there's going to be a lot of people not on this group. So I just printed some flyers and posted in as many doors as I could in the time that I had. So, and just asked people to, there was an actual list of the types of food that they wanted. And obviously it needs to be non-perishable.
Yes.
And just thought the easiest thing is just to deposit it by the house, by my house. And so people did that, and they texted me, and it all worked pretty seamlessly. And I also picked up from a few places elderly people who didn't want to go out. But it was a lovely, warm feeling. It gave me, it was really lovely where people were saying, oh, how much time have we still got? I can't get to the shops. When can I deliver by? And the other thing that was beautiful about it was that people thanked me for having the opportunity to give, saying, I've looked for ways to give, and now you've given me a way to give. Which was really nice because people want to give.
Yes. It's great when you can inspire other people to do something that's on their hearts, but they don't really know how to do it. So it's good.
Well, or it just takes a little bit of organisation, doesn't it? And I just thought, actually that was a gift to myself, there's a Chinese saying I often think of, that it is easier to give than it is to receive. And it applies a lot to me personally, because I do find it more difficult to receive or to ask for help maybe as well, which is also quite topical.
Yes.
We know that some people in the village here have had to ask for help, which is a major strength, and it's so hard to ask for help. And if you're receiving, it is actually very hard to receive, but there are many people who haven't got the option but to receive. So, but giving is actually a very enriching experience, so it makes you feel richer. So all I can say is thank you to the whole community for rising to the challenge and helping me to have that experience as well.
So, Lizzie, if you were to pick 3 words that would summarise your experience of lockdown, what would those 3 words be?
Okay, you put me on the spot now. 3 words to summarise my experience of lockdown. Reflection.
Yeah.
Conversation. And empathy.
Empathy.